Morning.
Okay, so please turn on your camera first so we can look each other, see your handsome face and also beautiful face. And while waiting for the other guest today, I would like to introduce myself. I am Mahesi as the moderator today, and I will accompanied by Kak Robin as our host today. So, let's play today's video so you can remind us what um we really are. Okay, so let's start the video. Okay, so as I stated before that Kak Robin would be our host today. So before I call Kak Robin to start the weekly inspiration figure, so please do drum roll, guys. So you can clap your hand or come on, guys, help me. Ding, 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 ding. And please welcome Kak Robin. Hello, Kak Robin.
Hello,
Halo,
Robin.
Hello.
okay, let me share my screen ya.
Okay, sure, sure.
Okay, so today weekly inspiration from Ryan Dahl. So Ryan Dahl is best known for creating Node.js. So Node.js is JavaScript runtime as well as Dino. Dino is a JavaScript and TypeScript runtime. Ryan Dahl was born in San Diego, California, and he attended community college in San Diego. Later, he transferred to UC San Diego, and he went to grad school for mathematics at the University of Rochester. And at University of Rochester, he studied algebra topology for a couple years, and he get bored. It's because he says that why I'm doing this, this is not so applicable to real life. Then he decided to quit and become software engineer. And back in the day, Rindal just an ordinary software engineer, just like me. And he was working in a company and working on a project. But one day when he was working on a project, he has some challenges. So Rindal have some challenges when he was working on a project. So he wants to build web server application using single thread, but the problem is there is no application web server to helps him solve the problem at the time. And he tries several programming languages like C, Lua, Haskell, but none of them work. And Rindal already knew JavaScript and he knew the behavior of JavaScript and V8 Engine. So V8 Engine is a JavaScript runtime created by Google. So if you are using Chrome right now, uh, Fiat engine will run in the background.
Oh wow.
So Randall already knew JavaScript, Fiat engine, but these two technology only run in a browser. So it doesn't matter how fast the technology is, how advanced the technology is. Uh, those two only run in a browser and cannot run in a web server. So to solve this problem, he's trying to create web server using JavaScript and V8 engine, and he think those two technology could solve this his problem. And he tries to make application using C to bundle JavaScript and V8 engine and run it in a operating system. So after he successfully create the application, uh, he created Node.js. So Node.js is known as for building application that asynchronous and event driven using non-blocking I/O and single thread and highly scalable. And you can build cross-platform application using Node.js. And now Node.js is widely used by a lot of companies to create application that can help their day-to-day business. Some companies like PayPal, Netflix, and many other companies using Node.js to solve their business problem. And here's in Bukit Vista, we are using Node.js to create our application. So thanks to Rindal, we can create application like Beaker. So Beaker is using Node.js in our server side. So because of him, we can run our day-to-day business in the company. So this is takeaway from Rental. I call him Katir software developer. So from Rental, we can learn from him. Fail fast. He created web server application to solve his problem using some programming language like C, Lua, and Haskell, and it doesn't work. But he never surrender, and he tried another programming language and to solve this his problem, and it works. And never settle. So Randall already know JavaScript and V8 engine does not work outside a browser, but he's trying to run it in an operating system and it works. And his innovation helps a lot of people, a lot of company to solve their problem and help their business. So that's weekly inspiration from Randall. Thank you. Back to Mahesi.
Okay, wow, wonderful insight, Kak Robin. Thank you very much. We know that Ryan Bell contributes lots for our business, in especially in day-to-day business using Bigger and also BVGO. And then offering to Mr. Jing for a vision and mission statement. The stage is
Okay,
yours.
thank you very much, Hesse, and thank you very much, Robin. I'm in Indonesia now. Normally I'm in California. We're Robin Dahl. We're all got educated. And thank you, Robin, for presenting this particular story. I've always been kind of curious how JavaScript was able to also run on the back end too as well. I guess that explains one of my questions. All right, I'm in Bali for the next 2 months. I'll probably also visiting different parts of Indonesia during my time here. But let's talk. Let's see what the vision is. So first, I'd like to actually take this time to go backwards in time rather than forwards here. So in order to know where we're going, we should know where we've been. I don't know if you guys know, but 10 years ago, Bukit Vista hosted one of the most gigantic Halloween parties ever in Bali. I think we were probably one of the first people to really celebrate Halloween in a significant way. We were renting villas out to Norwegian students at the time. And I had actually found this abandoned house on top of the hill here in the Bukit. And we made arrangements with the owner to take it over on Halloween and make it into a haunted house. And we invited like hundreds of people there. But it basically bankrupted our company, right? So we went from, I think we had about 7 employees at the time, and we lost all our money in 2 nights because we invited people to a Halloween party. Most people didn't come, and very few of our targeted audience actually came to that party, okay? And the reason I'm bringing it up on this Halloween is because Halloween for me is always, I think, it's a positive transformation moment. And the reason it's a positive transformation is 10 years ago, we failed on one night, right? We had built 2 years worth of income and revenue, and we lost it in 2 days. But I think from that moment, 10 years to get to where we are today, I never would have imagined this would have been possible. I never would have imagined on the night of failing so miserably. I lost more than 500 million, by the way. If you guys want to put a number to it, I lost about 500 million rupiah in 2 nights because I put together an event without selling any tickets. And I didn't target the right audience. I didn't do anything that startups are supposed to do. I just felt like we should have a Halloween party. Everybody should be passionate about Halloween. Yes, all right, it's very expensive to hire event management, catering, set up this. We had 2 nights, right? So the first night we had 5 different venues. We did a party at Benua Square. We rented out a hotel. We did the haunted house. We had, yeah, it was really dumb. So anyway, the point of bringing it up is essentially, I feel like we've progressed quite a lot, but I wanted to share this particular story to let you guys know. I think the pathway of Bukit Vista has been a long journey to get here, and it hasn't been always smooth. Sometimes we grow, sometimes we shrink. Some of you have been here before the pandemic, and you've seen what happened during the past 2 years. Some of you have been here even longer than that, and you've seen what goes on. But I would say that I remember Bayu's graph last week on his personal update. It might look like you're going around in a circle, but you're actually building each time you go around on each rotation. And it's like a circular tower. And I feel like that's been where Bukit Vista is. So Halloween's coming up this week. I hope we have an excellent celebration. We'll be hosting parties all over Indonesia to celebrate Halloween because it is a unique holiday. Bukit Vista is an innovator in celebrating Halloween. I love Halloween. There's a lot of great things we do, and it's a good way to remember where we come from. All right. This is one of our first Halloweens. I think Bayu might remember this, right? So after Bukit Vista failed, we got together a few people again. Bayu was one of our first people to join. And here we are celebrating Halloween in Seminyak with some of the initial people who were on the team. Got Bastian, Chris, both of which still work in Bali, actually, in hospitality, I'm really happy to say. So that's good. All right, let's talk about some of our weaknesses first. So what is something that we're not good at? All right, here's the thing I want everyone to notice. Green is good, all right? So if you look at January, February, March, April, May, June, July, you see this green bar growing up until about August. And then from August, the green bar starts going down. And this is how many of our partners actually use our product, right? Bigger and BD Go, to do daily operations. You can see that it was growing for about 8 months, and then it suddenly got less. But what's the problem? Why is this an issue? Why should we be concerned about it? Well, it's an issue because instead of actually the product simplifying the work, it's adding work now to the operational teams. Why? Because the operational team now needs to set the parameters for guest check-ins and for what the partner should be doing, inspecting the cleanliness and the room readiness state. And our team is now has to do that work ourselves. So what's the problem here? Well, it's a missed opportunity, I think, because we have a large team. We have 50 people in this company, but outside of this company, we have hundreds of people who work on site in our guest houses, in our villas, in our hotels, in our resorts, who use BD Go to actually help us keep track of guests' progress, keep track of the guest journey. So we're not getting them to help us do part of the work by not adopting the tools. All right, so what's the root cause of this problem? Where does it begin? I think it begins because there's not enough product people actually observing and inspecting the operations for product integration. And because of which we're kind of in different silos, right? So product works on their thing, and then the operations works on their thing, and there's not this intermeshing that happens. So what I think is the solution is this. I think Bayu's actually told me that he's now the product owner of this case, and he'll be starting to observe and watch how the product is actually integrated in. And I would expect nothing less of the CTO than to take charge and lead the development of the product. What we want to do is we want to integrate the product more tightly together with the operation so that each product feature, each product development makes the operation simpler. It makes the more delightful experience for our partners, more delightful experience for our guests. Okay, so that's why I think where we need to be. Next, let's go ahead and take a look at how we are doing in terms of our overall quality on the Airbnb dashboard. Let's start with the good news first. I made this simple for everyone to understand by green is good, red is bad, okay? So green, check-in is above our 70% target, 82.7%. Next is communication, above our target at 74.9%. Accuracy, still above target, 73.3% on accuracy. Location, barely there, 71.5%. Now, the things that are hard, that need correction, values at 67.7%. And the worst is cleanliness. Cleanliness is at 60%. So cleanliness has been falling. Overall, we are at 66% and 4.48, which is 4% below on the overall percentage and 0.02 below on the 5-star reviews. Okay, everybody already knows this, so I won't bother to repeat it. Next, what are some of our strengths? We actually have pretty cool BI work that I want to celebrate here. I don't think I had a chance to speak about it last time, but let's bring Torek and Maria up forward to speak about it. Let's go to Maria first. Maria, can you tell us a little bit about Promenade, this project that you've been working with Torek?
All right, so Promenade is essentially a data collection thing we're doing right now. We're trying to build on how BI team, or especially the DPL team, makes a pricing decision. So based on the data and all the considerations, what is the appropriate pricing event decisions?
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Torek, I think I saw your family right behind you, so you turned off your camera. But would you like to explain anything about Promenade from your perspective, Torek?
Everything's covered, sir. Maria already covered all.
All right. Fantastic. Torek and Maria are working on something pretty exciting here. It will essentially allow us to automate and make massive amounts of pricing decisions for all the empty calendar blocks that are on all the calendars, which will improve Bukit Vista's service to actually provide revenue for our partners and help them to positively transform. And it doesn't do anything bad for Bukit Vista too as well. So I think this is very exciting. It's been a project that we've been trying to do for quite a while. Now we have the correct talent, the correct leadership, and then this is going ahead. So this is a great thing. All right, this is the $1 Million Brand challenge. So we're trying to reach 1.1 million in sales targets for September 5th, 2022 to March 5th, 2023. Qualified interns receive a $3 million appreciation bonus. So the goal is to reach a revenue 1.1 million, overall reading 4.5, 5-star review at 70%. You guys just saw where we were before. All 3 goals reached, we'll pay 4 times individual bonus for February 2023. This does not mean you get an individual bonus and a 4-time bonus. This means that your individual bonus gets multiplied by 4 times. All right. If we reach 2 goals, we'll pay 3 times the individual bonus. If we reach 1 goal, we pay 2 times the individual bonus. Now, for interns, those are the corresponding results. No interns here are new, so this is what it was the previous time. All right. We're at 853. Most likely, we are going to reach our revenue target well before March. It's more of the quality targets that we're aiming to improve at this point. I have a few reviews that I would like to read, but I'll just let this go for now because I'm out of time, all right? But what I see generally is that there is a lower number of 5-star reviews. I think we only got 7 5-star reviews in this sample. and there were some complaints about value and other particular features, especially in some of our guest houses. So that could be a direction we look to improve service quality. All right, let me turn it back to Mahesi to continue with the rest of our all hands meeting today.
Okay, thank you, sir. Well, guys, let's continue to weekly mission inspiration. So I would like to call a person here. Can you see my screen? Yep, well, I will call Kak Krishna to let everyone know what happens here. Hello, Kak Krishna.
Okay, hello. Maybe can help me to click the image, the first image.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So Arif is generally happy with our service in Kencana Homestay. He gave us 5 star. He appreciate cleanliness aspect, which show the inspection quality is good, as well as hosting communication regarding check-in process, especially late check-in, also good. Here is what I got when after checking the conversation with the guest. Number one, the response rate is super fast for this guest, which is around 10 minutes by Kemas and Kak Jessica. As we can see in the first image, more likely it's just less than 10 minutes. Moving to second picture, maybe. This is also another request, which is transportation request by this guest, which Kemas also handle in less than 10 minutes for this guest. Next, please. Secondly, I also see that Cynthia provide clear check-in instruction, which is somehow confusing because the listing says number 7, but it's number 5 based on the on-site allocation, which is a good thing. Cynthia provide information before the guest check-in because most of the time the guest didn't know this information and end up confusing on the spot because the room stated number 7, but and the spot the guest allocated on number 5. So providing early information like Cynthia did is quite helpful. Next, please. This is also Jessica in the night shift, also responding very fast. Therefore, I would say the success rate for late check-in is excellent when all of us provide clear and fast information to the guest. Also, the driver coming from our partner. We hope that great services like this is not only felt by one or two lucky guests like Arizo, but hopefully all guests can also felt excellent experience being hosted by Bukit Vista. I think that's all from me. Back to host.
Okay, thank you, Kak Krishna. And wow, very inspirational, guys. And let's move on to Kak Tendi. Hello, Kak Tendi.
Hello, thank you. Yeah, last week we finally made the club six using Go. First step, we train the staff for using it and make sure the apps running well, so they will feel the benefit of using the apps with all the feature. Yeah, that's a feature. Okay, let's now went to the property and then make sure the staff using the. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Kak Tendi. Well, let's move on to Kak Nadia. Hello, Kak. It's Kak Nadine, isn't it? Hello, Kak Nadine, are you here?
No, I don't think Nadia is here.
Okay, so I would like to read it. So, Kak Nadine said that we have launched new feature for property blocking and calendar view visibility on BVGO, and this feature is ready and available on Play Store and also App Store. So here's the feature of our apps. And then yeah, we have booking calendar here also. So next, let's move on to Kak Shelin.
Okay, thank you everyone. So this is actually part of like technological innovation as well as innovation for our employee. So previously like the PD team is working on this feature on bigger called PTO management. So thank you to our lovely PD team for developing this feature. And this is where like employees, especially the full-time employees who has passed your first anniversary, that you can actually request for your PTO days directly on Bigger, and later on it will be like approved by HR. So I believe this feature is already available for eligible employees, so you can have a check on that in Bigger. Thank you. And the guideline on how to use it is already attached on the link over there. Thank you, and back to Maisi.
Okay, please check it guys so you can request PTO from Bigger ya. Well, the next one is also Nadine and I will read this. Uh, so it's about the upgrade in WordPress, Elementor, and the theme of Bukit Vista. And with these updates, awareness team is able to utilize more latest plugins or tools to improve the website performance and also brand awareness. Okay.
Maizi, can I add
Yeah.
something for the Nadia's update previously? I don't think it's well communicated. So
Okay, sure.
about the calendar view and property blocking in Bifigo, right? So this is this is not just a feature basically that the user can use. This is a very important feature. The the benefit of using this feature is it's not just the user can see the calendar, right? But the actual problem that we are solving is that we solve a problem of enforcing the policy for property owners to use maximum 60 days on in a year, right? So by having this calendar, and we enable them to block their own calendar, but as you can see from the previous picture, we show them how many days they already use for their quota, right? With this feature, basically, we remove the human aspect from enforcing the 60 days owner quota by first, the owner doesn't need to contact us to block the calendar. And then the second one, the finance team doesn't need to check their usage. It doesn't need to count anything. The third one, the HAR team doesn't need to block the calendar for them. So basically, we estimated to reduce the time for coordinating this blocking calendar from uh, about 1 hour to zero now because they can do it themselves. Basically, we are delegating and enabling the self management of owner quota to the owner themselves, not to ourselves. Hopefully, this will help the partnership team and also operational team.
Okay, thanks for the clarification, Kabayu. And nice info. Actually, we could solve the problem here, right? And well, the time for weekly mission inspiration is up, and let's move on to our company theme, target and also achievement. And I would like to call Kak Ara. Hello, Kak Ara.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Thank you for the
Morning.
time. So, I'll give my report for this week regarding community team target and achievement as we have inspirational experience as the monthly team. So, a couple of inspections for this week that I do. I think the first one it has been done. It just I wait for the executions result for the partnership feedback cycle. If you open, can you expand the partnership feedback cycle that is not optimal? No integration for all feedback for partners. I think for that part, Krishna, there will be start to implement these changes and will conduct by today in the operational team. So once it's working good, please check the box. Yeah, Krishna, thank you. The second part is about the 60 days limit policy violations. I put it this as bad because we have calendar cannibalizations not being monitored well currently from the finance team. This actually hopefully will be resolved by the tools that Mas Bayu just created just now, presenting it about the automations on calendar calculations to the owners. So, but in the meantime, until it's fluently being used by all the users, I have a couple of actionables to David or Dela, the one that is doing the calendar blocking. So every time owner requests a calendar block, please confirm it along with information on the remaining days that they have. If partners file the policy, report it to PRV through partnerships PRM and discuss it with team who currently develop the automated notifications for this remaining. This is yang tadi toolsnya Mas Bayu. So for a notes reminders, in this case, PRV should be an escalation of these issues, not a direct approach to resolve it. For further details, that if you have like things that you'd like to ask to David and Dela, please go to me directly after this meeting. The second one about property actionable enforcement. So this is to GES team, yeah. So Tendi as the leader will pay attention on this. So we have mandatory improvement from the GES report that is not being done timely by the owners, by the properties partners. So the actionable on this one is that please create a warning system for the owner that doesn't do improvement suggested by GES team based on field inspections that has been done. The second one, warning system should be conducted by GES team themselves. After certain time, you can escalate if there is no change being made from the partner side. This is also again a note for GS team. PRV should be an escalation of this issue, not a direct approach to resolve it. So please roll out the warning first before report it to the PRV. The third one is supervisors evaluations inspections. This was bad. I checked this because there are a couple of frictions and obstacles on the ops team to actually pass and no pass the trial candidate. So there has been misalignment on final decision of each supervisors towards neutral candidates and lack of visibility towards supervisors' growth on evaluating them. So actionable on this, I discussed with Putri, which I believe already been made for documenting each supervisor's evaluations. And then the next step after this is Krishna, you can keep track your supervisor ability to evaluate from these documentations that HR made. And then to Jing, as additional, you can cross-examine transformation of your supervisors on evaluating their candidates. Okay, so that's the inspections on partnerships, employee, and also guest squad. Targets of the month, 300,000. We'll speak about the achievement so far later on. But about the inspirational experience, last week we talked about partners' experience, and this week I decided to highlight the employee transformations that we have. So summary of employees transfer from August to September. A couple of notes is first, data taken from evaluation of August to September only. And second, data refers to only full or part-time employee status right now. So we have a total of 3 people who have improved on daily process during their employment. This has taken from the employee journals tracker that we see. Second, a total of 4 people who have improved in their project stage. Total of 4 people who have transformed positively in terms of leaderships. We were able to maintain the level of excellence in employee process and project stage in average. The inspirational transformation from interns to employee in the past 1 to 2 months. The first one is Felix as a business data scientist. Onboarded as interns on 2nd of June, started full-time employment on the 16th of September. So you can read the post on this internship journey. So we've already attached the link to everyone that curious about Felix's journey on his LinkedIn. Nanti bisa dibuka, dicek ya. So when Felix started as a trial candidate in BI, as a data scientist, he already had an above average tech skill and his potential could be seen from the very start. He still needs improvement on his analytical skills, but with high motivations, he'll be able to get better throughout his time here. Felix also seems to get panicked quite easily during the early stage of his internship. So everyone that is new, that's normal. But this has now gotten better. He has shown high level of integrity, motivations, and understanding during his internship period. Felix is now one of the few people in the company who can help in many ways, from exposure to various things. So yeah, this one, I hope everyone can look up Felix stories later on and see what you can actually absorb and apply it in your journey here. Second one is Adil as a digital marketing specialist. Onboarded as an intern on 11th of July, starting full-time employment on the 1st of November. You can read also the blog. We already gathered the link here, so everyone curious can check out the LinkedIn directly here. When Adil first started, he was known as a shy person who tends to be nervous and not so confident in the beginning. Again, that's normal. He was certainly not comfortable even with public speaking. He already had a good understanding and knowledge to begin with, but was not very visibly shown due to his poor verbal communications. Adil has completed his internships recently, with an overall excellent score. And his work has increased the number of digital partnerships leads coming in. So you see from the beginning how the transformation has been done and give a huge impact to the company right now. He has shown personal growth and has now transformed into a more agile and brave person within the team. So yeah, congratulations, Felix and Adil. Your story hopefully inspired the lights everyone that attending and see this video of the meeting today. Okay, the next section is what can be improved on for reviews and ratings. Our overall quality is going down quite sharply now. The latest reviews we have received in the past 2 weeks probably is not that great. We need to dig deeper to find out what's going online and offline on the field. Generally, all review components are now at a down end, but the lowest performance are happening around cleanliness, communications, locations, and value. So you guys can check the graph in here later on. Okay, and then for speaking of achievement, we are currently on 94% achievement now. We already achieved during throughout the Octobers, so this is a good sign. We have currently received also 125,000 USD of in-month revenue out of the target of 147,000 USD. This is around 29,000 USD of growth from the previous week. So we can achieve the revenue target, the OK revenue, given the hour fill rate is at minimum 3,000 USD per day for the next 7 days from the 25th to 31st of October. This takes account any cancellations that may happen. We are very likely to surpass September's achievement, despite we know that October usually being an off-season month. I myself keep track with the partners that we have that okay, they're performing actually better in October rather than September. So our November starting revenue grew by about 23% since 7 days ago. Okay, highest weekly sales third week of October has become our achievement. So congratulations everyone. We managed to accumulate a total 93,000 USD of weekly sales in week third, dated from 15th to 21st of October. This is the highest weekly sales generated in October by far, and it is not the easiest to achieve this during the second half of the month. The amount of instant booking played a major role in this achievement, and inquiry conversion also keeping up quite well, though we can still increase the numbers. By far, we cannot say that we achieved the weekly target. We still have 19,000 USD within 7 days left to go. So keep up the good work. Hopefully, we can achieve this month revenue projections. So yeah, that's pretty much the update on my side. Tetap semangat everyone. We still have a week. So yeah, back to you, host.
Well, thank you Kak Ara for the details and the updates. Well, let's move on to the core value recognition. Okay, so here are several people nominated. So I would like to call the one who nominated these people. Are you here, Pips? Would you like to speak up?
Okay, maybe first for me, yeah. This is like my recognition to Putri. So I was inspecting Putri works the other day on HR, right? And I'm asking about like, okay, what are your frictions, Putri? And Putri was saying like, okay, I'd like to ask a couple of questions to you, Kara. And we break down multiple frictions on that part. I give feedback to Putri about improvement that can be done. And she applied, the amazing part is that she applied in short amount of time. And this shows a high bias to actions. So I'd like to recognize for feel fast, learn fast, and never settle to Putri. Congratulations, Putri.
Okay, thank you Kara and congratulations for Putri. Let's move on to the next. The nominator is Kak Bella and the nominated person is Kak Della. Anyone or Kak Bella want to congratulate Dera? Okay, okay.
Hello, Mahesi. Okay, thank you. So this is for Della because she is show that is helping others and step on toes while I'm taking off. She can create pricing guideline without any direction from me. So thank you, Della. Keep up the good work. So hopefully it can be a good example for other employee or interns as well. Back to Mahesi.
Okay, thank you Kak Bella. Well, congratulations for Kak Della. Okay, let's move on to Kak Tendi. Kak Tendi here nominate Kak Citra and Kak Petu. Hello Kak Tendi.
Hello, okay. This is for Citra, then go to the Racing Garden, study and get the innovative solution for the Wi-Fi issue by giving the BT phone for the hotspot so the guests can use it for the work. That's good work. Congrats, Citra. And then for the second one, install the Samsung to make sure the clear communication there on the Villa Tupa. And then the third one, fixing the job desk for the on-site staff of the cloud mill, so they have the clear job desk to be on site. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Kak Tandy. And here's the updates from Mr. Jing, I think, to Kak
Sure.
Sabrina.
Yeah, I love this actually. So sorry, Sabrina, it just popped in my head. What I noticed what Sabrina does that's actually really good here is that she understands that there's a mission involved in hiring. We're trying to hire customer service roles pretty urgently. So what I like is that without being asked to do so, she goes and she explores different ways of generating interest and awareness, writing letters to universities, exploring, and I really appreciate that because she doesn't ask for permission and she looks for ways to expand and she creates her own projects. I think that's great. That's empowering to accomplish what they accomplish. So thank you, Sabrina, for never settling, innovating, and also stepping on toes and not waiting to, ask for permission before doing something. That's great.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Jing, and congratulations, Kak Sabrina. Well, we still have 15 minutes to go, and let's move on to employee experience recognition, and I'm calling Kak Celine for this session.
Okay, thank you, Mahasi. Could you scroll down a little bit? So, okay. So this is actually an update from the previous ES. So I'd like to thank everyone who has participated. So there are actually a few things that we were asking in the ES itself, right? First thing is on the CEO approval as well as the HR approval, especially on one-on-one sessions. So there are actually like few things over here. So the first part on CEO approval, like we were actually like asking whether how satisfied you are with our current program. So some of them are actually listed there. And currently, there are some things that we can actually control about these projects and programs over here. So for HO, it's more into the load balancing, stability, as well as the consistency of the program. For OPPO, it's more into the clear documentation and time allocation improvement. DPL for its improve and better prioritization, highly dedicated team, as well as the possibility of having automated tasks. For PRV, it's more into scheduling, quality versus quality, as well as more inspection and training needed. And last but not least, for URC, it's to maintain the quality leads, easier coordination for inspection, as well as possibility of lacking in follow-up in this case. So those are some of the things that we can control. And what we are looking to achieve is that to have aligned delegation as well as the goals for the project. And another thing is that to have a well-measured assignment based on capacity and bandwidth of the team members. So that's for the CEO approval. And for the HR approval on one-on-one session, so some things that we can control over here is that it's one-on-one here as a platform where employees can share and talk about like some of these things. So in terms of personal or professional content, and as well as goals and vision in their work here in the company. And we have also received some feedback on this. So what we are looking to achieve in the incoming one-on-one sessions is a well-directed session according to the purpose, like what do we want to find out in the one-on-one sessions, as well as better and faster feedback cycle. So those are the reports based on the ES results recently. And that'll be all from my side. And I'll give it back to Mahesi.
Okay, thank you, Kak Celine. Actually, we still have 2 minute times to go for this session, but it's better if we move to personal updates since we have 2 minutes additional time for this session. Okay, and I would like to call Mr. Jing. So the QOTW or question of the week today is: if you are lost in an island alone, then you can choose only one animal to accompany you. What animal will it be? So the first one, Mr. Jing. Hello.
I bring a fish bowl so you can catch fish for me. A fishing eagle.
Oh yeah. Would you like to explain why?
Yeah, because you can catch fish for me, and I don't have.
Okay, okay. So you can eat the fish, right?
That's right.
Yep. Thank you, Mr. Jing. Very interesting. Let's move on to Kak Gani. Gunung Gani ya, Kak.
Ayam kapas.
What is that? What is that ayam kapas?
Because it's so cute.
Okay, okay. Yeah, it's really cute. Thank you, Kak Gani, for the insight. Okay, let's move on to Kak Wei.
I'm going to bring an Australian Shepherd just because I want it.
Oh, no reason, no specific reason. Okay, thank you, Kak Wei. Well, let's move to Kak Sabrina. What is it? It's a
Dinosaurs.
Wow.
Actually, there's no
Why?
reason because I think that's cool. Yeah.
Okay, that's very cool. Thank you. Next, Ola.
Well, also a dinosaur, but a different kind, a little bit. But now that I think of it, I don't know if I will be a good friends with him. I don't know if our personality would click, but yes, optimism, and I think that's really necessary when you're stuck in an island. So yeah.
Right, it's a cute dinosaur called Barney, right? Okay, well, next is Kyla. Kyla is not here, but she chose a horse. Yeah, I don't really know the reason why, but I think it's very cool to choose horse. And Mawayana, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Yep. What is it,
Uh,
Mo?
I just flying dragon because if I wanna pick up fruits or something, I don't need to climb up. I can just climb. Or if I want to cross another island, board in the other island.
Yeah, so you can ride this animal, right, Mo? Okay, very fun, Mo. Thank you. Move on to Kak Gray. Kak Gray, are you here? Okay, I think she's not here, so she chose a dog. I don't know specifically what kind of dog is it, but it's a black and white, and it's cute, right? I think so. And let's move to Erica. Erica, are you here? She chose monkey, baby monkey here. Erica, are you here? She's not here. Okay, she chose monkey to accompany her in the island. Okay, the next one is Putri. Putri, are you here?
Yeah, I chose golden retriever because it's cute and it can protect me somehow.
Oh, this cute animal could protect you. I hope so, I hope so. Thank you, Putri. Move to Kahan. Hello, Kahan. Why hippo? Oh, okay, okay. Nice animal. Let's move to Cynthia. Are you here, Cynthia? Hello, Cynthia. Okay, Cynthia is not here. It's a dog. And it's a cute little dog. Yep. Okay, let's move to Sophie. I don't know what kind of animal is it, Sophie. Hello, Sophie. What is it? It's kind
Hello.
of rabbit.
Can
Hello,
you
Sophie.
hear my voice?
Yeah, we can hear you.
This is quokka. Does
Quokka.
anyone know this animal?
No, I personally don't know
Yeah,
what
this is
it.
I think most friendly animal because it's always smile. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Sophie. Oh, it's me. I choose this panther, the Black Panther, because it's very cool, and I think she or he could guard me through the island. Thank you. And let's move to Kak Ara. Halo Kak Ara.
Aduh, aku agak menyesal naruh ini kalau aku bisa imajinatif. If I could choose, I choose dragon of course over other things. But it's not realistic. So I choose a German Shepherd, the trained one, which can hunt and also attack. And so this is like surviving mode, also at the same time defense mode. You know? Yes, and attacking
Wow,
mode. So yeah.
sounds cool. But dragon sounds so cool. No, Kak Ara. Everything's cool here. Thank you, Kak Ara. Next, Kak Tandy.
Will choose Will because he can help to catch me a lot of fish, not one like Mr. Jing. Like a command, and I will take it from his mouth and then grill.
No, this is not on the sea. This is on the hutan, right?
No specific thing about the sea or the hutan. And where's the picture? Yeah, it's lost. Okay, thank you, Kak Tandy. Hopefully you will get a lot of fish. Move to Kak Shelin.
Okay. I guess I'll bring a cow. In this case, like I can use its milk and then like create food of my own.
You can create your own farm in the island. Thank you, Kak Shelin. Move to Kak Mario.
Ke kucing aja, nggak ada alasan sih, karena lucu aja. Dan itu British Shorthair yang telinganya nguncup jadi British Shorthair. Full.
Okay, Kak Mario. Very cute. Thanks, Kak Mario. Move to Kak Ketut. What is it? It's Alvin.
This is Alpin, huh? You know the movie?
Yeah, I
Okay,
know.
this tupai can help me to find some fruit, right? When we get loose.
Okay.
Makan sendiri lah tanam dikasih litot.
Maybe
Oh,
can make
nice.
3 house then.
Okay. Hopefully you can survive with Alvin there. Thanks, Kak Ketut. Move to Kak Giselle. Are you here, Kak Giselle? What is it? It's Barbie's animal, right? Where's Kak Giselle? I don't know actually what kind of animal is it.
Image search.
Oh my
It's Ariel's animal or Barbie's animal or Disney movies pet.
Oh my god.
Okay, hopefully Kak Giselle will survive with this animal in the island,
It's a
right?
bibble. Namanya bibble.
Oh, Bibble.
Oh yeah, Bibble. Right. It's Bibble from Barbie.
Okay, hopefully Kak Giselle will make a friend with Bibble. Well, thanks Kak Giselle and Mr. Jing for the insight of the names of these animals. Move to Kak Krishna. Hello, Kak Krishna.
I want to bring my cat. I know he's not really useful, but yeah, cuteness is enough for me.
Okay.
No, your cat can't help you. Your cat is silent.
Okay. Thanks Kak Krishna. Move to Kak Citra. Black Panther here. Kak Citra.
Yeah, it's cool animal.
Okay, thank you Kak Citra. Nice, we have the same animal here, Kak. Thank you. Move to Kak Bayu. Here's Panda.
Panda.
The heck?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, why not, right?
It's an endangered species. We should just leave it alone.
Yeah. At least we can cuddle.
Oh, to keep your body warm, right? You, Kak Bayu. Move to Kanadia. Hello. Oh, she's not here, and she chose dog. I don't know specifically what kind of dog is it, but yeah, she chose dog. Move to Kak Robin. Hello, Kak Robin.
I choose lion because lion is king of the jungle.
Wah. Okay. Thank you, Kak Robin. Next is Kak Vito.
For me, it's Link. This is a cat, and it's cute, but also can protect me from Mox Dragon. You can see it from the eyes.
What
Whoa.
kind of hair is it? What kind of hair is it?
It's Link.
Oh, I see that.
Nice info. New animal for me. Thank you, Kak Vito. Move to Kak Abam.
Okay, from me, it's a cat, palace cat. Yeah, it's good.
Okay, thank you, Kak Abam. Move to Kak William. There's dolphin here, but I'm not sure. It's about the dolphin or the kid or the sun. Hello, Kak William. Are you here? He's not
Enggak,
here.
William not attending, udah di skip aja, udah paling bener. Kita bingung nanti satu company dah. Next.
Okay. Next, Kak Lilis.
Oh, Lilis konsisten banget ya. Sama
She
pigi-piginya.
loves pigs. Yep. Yeah, she chose pig. Unfortunately, she's not here, so let's move to Kak Vidi.
Yeah, for me, it's police dog for practical reasons.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Kak Vidi. Move to Kak Bella.
I think it's pelican bird because I will ask for taking any fish for me.
Thank you, Kak Bella. Next, Kak Felix.
I choose duck. It's a running duck from a YouTube video that I remember. So I don't lose my sanity when I'm alone. Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Kak Felix. Move to Kak Marcel. Hello, Kak Marcel.
Who looks like Marcel?
Oh, is Kak Marcel here or not? She chooses a dog. Oh, I mean he chooses dog or a fish, or maybe a dog who can count a fish. Next, Kak Raffi. Hello.
For me, it's a golden eagle. The picture is actually wrong. I mean a golden eagle, not a bald eagle. But same with Mr. Jing to help me hunt animals. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Kak Raffi. Next, Kak Kemas, are you here? You choose.
For me, it's Boots the monkey because he can show me way back home, so I won't get lost.
Wow,
There's Dora. There's Dora.
Kak Kemas and Dora. Nice, Kak Kemas. Thank you. Move to Kak Torik.
I would choose TMNT since they're cool, reliable, and maybe I can ride them home.
Nice. Thank you, Kak Tori.
There's not one.
Kak Maria.
All right, mine would be Doraemon. So I actually Googled this, and turns out Doraemon is a robot cat. So technically, it's an animal. So yeah, I would choose Doraemon.
Okay, thanks, Kak Maria. Move to Kak Rifki.
Yeah, okay, so I have this one cat at my home and she is always with me whenever I'm lonely. So yeah, I will choose cat.
Nice, Kak Rifki. Thank you. Move to Kak Dela.
Bring all of my cats in my home. Yang penting ketawa aja dulu. Jadi happy. Walaupun di hutan.
Okay, Kak Dela. And the last one is Jovanka. Hello, Jovanka, are you here?
Okay, for me it's a Labrador puppy.
Okay, it's a cute dog, right?
Oh, so cute.
Well, it's the end of the personal updates, but actually, there's a philosophical things with the question. Actually, this question refers to your ideal type of wife and husband. So yeah, that's all. Let's do announcement.
Aduh.
I think there's no announcement here, so yeah, please check the feedback, and if you have any feedback, please write it here. And yeah, I think that's all. That's all from me as moderator and also Kak Robin as the host. Thank you very much all. Let's continue our schedule today after 11 a.m. in Bali, right? Thank you, people.
Thank you, everyone.
Good. Thank you for hosting today. Have a great day, everyone. Great.